Welcome back to the IndeVets Happy Hour. It's so great to be here today on this beautiful fall morning. Today we have a very special guest. But before we get to our special guest, let's introduce ourselves. So I am Dr. Andrew Heller, DVM, and I'm here with my co-host, as usual, Dr. Marisa Brunetti.
VMD.
VMD, you gotta have the VMD. By the way, I wanted to tell you this, Marisa. I was in Texas at the Southwest Vet over the weekend, and I was with Sam. Dr. Cantor was with me, and she has VMD next to her name, and all the Texans were like, what is VMD?
Yeah.
So I felt great that I had a DVM, and I didn't have to get into that, which was awesome.
You could blend in. You could blend into the Aggies.
Win for the DVM side.
There you go. Awesome. Well, it's great to be here. It is noon, but I'm going to say right now, I'm having a little nip of beer. It's a lunch beer for me. And one of my favorite beers this is from last year, guys, but it is Mad Elf, which is from Trogs, which is from Pennsylvania. And if you like a good 11%er, then this beer is for you.
I still have the Mad Elf that we bought last year in my fridge, and I haven't drank it because 11% is really high for me.
Bring it over here and give it to me.
I know, I'll bring it to you. I'll bring it to you. But for me, I've got an awesome German beer. It's called Benedictiner, because it's Oktoberfest. So went to the local beer place, and he recommended it. Pretty tasty.
Great. We have
Tara,
an awesome... Yeah, sorry. You should introduce our guest first.
I was going to say, we got to introduce the guest before we introduce what she's drinking, although we get a little excited about the drinks.
Exactly.
So I'm going to let Dr. Tara Bidgood from Zoetis, who's here with us today, introduce herself a little bit. But welcome to our podcast. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, well, hello. And first, thank you for having me here on the podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we have an interesting discussion today. And so tell us a little bit about your background and who you work for and what you do for them.
I will. Absolutely. And thanks for starting it off with what you're drinking. I actually have the pumpkin spice tea. So haven't dove into any alcoholic beverages yet, but this is a good start.
We like pumpkin spice too. And Dr. Bidgood is in Colorado, guys. So it's a little bit earlier. So understandable that she's not drinking yet.
She's excused.
That's right. Well, again, thanks for having me here. A little bit of my background. So I grew up in Canada. I graduated from the Western College of Veterinary Medicine and University of Saskatchewan. I ended up practicing for a few years in small animal practice. And then I was just kind of interested in traveling and maybe going to grad school. So I ended up moving to the US. I did a residency program out in Raleigh and North Carolina State University. And then after working in academia for a little bit, I ended up joining Zoetis. It was actually Pfizer Animal Health at the time as a specialist. And after a few roles and several years, I now lead our pet care veterinary professional services team and medical affairs team. So a little bit of a windy career path, but it's been amazing and happy to be where I'm at.
That's awesome. We love Zoetis. We do a lot of plugs for Zoetis's new products out there. Very excited.
Yeah, and we don't get paid for it.
No, we don't get paid for it, but I'm very excited to get my first Silencia so I can try on my own cat. So very excited about that.
Yeah, and actually, before we did this, I was just looking up the product line for Zoetis, and there's just so many products that you guys have, and so many that we use in small animal medicine. It's been certainly a game changer in our industry, everything you guys have contributed. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. We're excited. We're excited about Silencia.
Yes, I know. And I mean, obviously we could talk about Zoetis products forever, but we're actually here to talk about a super cool initiative called Project WAG. So can you tell us what that is and why Zoetis created this initiative?
Yeah, absolutely. So Project WAG, it stands for Well-Being and Growth, is an initiative that we created really for all the veterinary healthcare team members. It's a platform, and it really, the goal of it is to give really easy access to resources and tools that are designed for self-care. And it's designed specifically for veterinary professionals in mind. I think as the largest animal health company, and we work with so many veterinarians and technicians and support staff, we were, especially during COVID and even before COVID, right? We're recognizing the struggles that the VHT members are going through. And we wanted to find all the different ways that we could support and provide help really support our customers. So, it goes beyond awareness. I think there's been a lot of awareness, good awareness in our profession, but this is very focused on solutions and actions any member could take. And there are different solutions depending on what a team member might need at that time. The different resources kind of tailor to those needs.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we're all used to and now thankfully talking more about some of the challenges, the well-being challenges that we face in veterinary medicine. But from your standpoint, right, and being involved in so many different hospitals with so many different vets, what are some of those well-being challenges that our industry faces on a daily basis?
On a daily basis. Yeah. You two are well aware of it, right? Well-being is probably one of the most important challenges that we're facing right now in our profession. Clinics are busier than ever. They're facing the staff shortages, putting a lot of stress. We've been interviewing for different PSV roles, and I hear a similar story from them, right? Like the work hours, the number of patients they're seeing, the people who may be calling in sick because of COVID or leaving and not being able to backfill those positions. So it puts extra hours in the day, in the week on those that are working, and then layer on top of that, maybe some dissatisfied clients for whatever reason. And you all know the day in a life of a veterinarian, right? Giving a vaccine or euthanasia, that spectrum of what we deal with every single day adds those stresses as well. So a lot of different stresses and different things going on there. And as you know, I have such respect for our profession and people that are in it. They're caregivers, they're our everyday heroes. But all that caring can lead to the compassion fatigue. So it's not new. It's not a COVID thing. We had this before COVID. It's been a challenge. And some of the statistics that I've been reading through AVMA and actually at the economic forum that AVMA presented at the WVC not too long ago, they said 1 in 4 say their practice is suffering from burnout. Right? The deviant turnover is almost twice that on the human side. And a lot of veterinarians are thinking of leaving the profession and kind of citing that mental health and well-being being a reason. And that kind of breaks my heart. Right?
I know,
and
me too.
We want to attract people in our profession. We don't want them leaving.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page there. I mean, that's what we try to do as well in our company at IndeVets. We also feel like we can save people from leaving the industry. And I can tell you, I had a conversation with one of our doctors who started with us about a year ago, and she said she was really about to leave and go do her master's. She got into a master's program, and then when she found IndeVets, she said, all right, well, I'll do my master's with IndeVets. And now she's like, I'm taking my time with my master's because I'm finally in a good place. So I think we're both on the same wavelength when it comes to that. I had a question about some specific examples of resources that you guys can or have provided. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you'll find in our landing page, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but first and foremost, I think one of the things that, if you're experiencing burnout or stress in the clinic, it's like, where do I turn? There's a lot of resources out there, but it's in a lot of different places. So how do I get the resource I need and not, I'm already time constrained in practice, right? Like, how do I find a resource and then can I afford it? So taking those things in mind, we have a few support resources on the site. The first is, and it's highlighted, free support. So this is free support that veterinarians can sign up even today to get the help. So one of the organizations we partnered with was the Shanti Veterinary Medical Health Initiative. So this was funded in part by a grant from our Zoetis Foundation. It's an awesome organization and just an incredible program. It's free. It's for veterinarians that sign up for support groups. So, or it could be one-on-one sessions. If you need that support today on a one-on-one, they're there for you. Or you can sign up for a support group. It's like a 6-week program that you join with other veterinarians. And the important part is these are licensed professionals facilitating these support groups. So you're having a health licensed professional facilitate it, providing tips and resources and support for things that might be challenging you with your mental health. So that's one. We also have, if you haven't heard of the Veterinary Hope Foundation, it's another great organization out there that offers, again, these small group online sessions for support that's absolutely free. So you can sometimes think there can be can be expensive and maybe even a deterrent to take that next step, or where do I even go? Here are two really simple veterinary focused support groups that are offered to veterinarians today.
When you say licensed professionals, are these psychologists? Are they social workers? Are they a combination of both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both that are trained in providing this kind of support. And actually, when I was talking to Katie, the head of the Shanti group, they have these health professionals that are raising their hand. I want to help. I want to sign up. Sign me up. As many groups as you had, I want to be involved with this initiative. So really great outreach and interest from on the human health side in supporting these support groups.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
And where can vets go to get this information? What's the website?
Yeah, and so maybe a couple other things I'll highlight on the site. There's another section called community. So we brought in some resources from some other organizations like AVMA. AVMA has a great workplace well-being program for practices that they can go through. AHA, we posted a link to their guidelines for a workplace culture and well-being, another great resource. And then we're also funding a lot of resources on research, trying to get to those solutions. We just posted an article that was published earlier this year on the economics, the cost of burnout. So as a practice owner, as a practice, what does it cost me if my employees are burnt out? What is that retention cost? Onboarding, that gap where I don't have a veterinarian to fill that gap. What is that cost? And so we teamed up with Cornell and AVMA to do that study. And so that's good information to have for practice owners, but we're also working on a follow-up study. What if we put in some changes, some organizational changes? How will that help with the culture of the clinic? So that's kind of part 2 of the study that we're hope to share in the next year and a half.
That's great. I don't think I've read the cost of, maybe I have read the cost of burnout. Can they read that on your website and AVMA's? I believe I saw it on AVMA's.
Yeah, maybe? It's on both. It's free.
Okay.
There's a link on there that you can get the article. So all the information is there. Well, and it's really easy website. It's just projectwag.org. So easy to remember, easy to go to. And like I said, a lot of great resources. We keep adding to it. So we have a little pop-up that you can sign up for updates. So if they put their information in there, we'll also get them into a raffle. We're putting a monthly giveaway for the Calm app.
Oh, nice.
Another little plug to get there. And they can download. We have this free downloadable well-being kits that they can use in their clinic. It's like a little bingo to change some habits around well-being. And we also have these little appreciation cards that you can share happiness and thankfulness within the clinic as well.
I love that. We used to call them kudos cards, but
I love that. Yeah.
Kudos cards.
Well, we'll put all this in the show notes for everybody, so you can go there and figure it out. You don't have to write it down if you're driving right now.
But let's repeat it. Projectwag.org. That's WAG, like the dog's tail, everyone.
How long has Project WAG been around?
You know, we launched it right before the AVMA, and I know you both went to the AVMA conference, so we announced it there. We had some promotional materials at our Zoetis booth, but our official launch will be in October. So we'll have a press release, some information, and really driving some activity towards the website to help clinics out there.
That is awesome.
I also saw on the website here, Not One More Vet is part of this initiative as well. And I think most vets are well aware of that organization too. So these are all great foundations and organizations that are all in it together, it sounds like.
That's right. That's a good term. We are all in it together. It's like a village. We need a village to raise the awareness and help our colleagues out there.
I agree. And, you know, Zoetis, I've always had such a great experience with them, and they've been really focused on supporting veterinary medicine. But are there other resources that Zoetis has?
Another one to highlight, because we just launched this earlier this year as well, that I think practitioners will be interested in, is the Zoetis Pet Care Network. So this is another site through Zoetis that's really designed for them. So a lot of information, and eventually these two sites will be merged. Right now, Project WAG is separate, but it will be under the Zoetis network in due time. But really, you know, with the Zoetis Pet Care Network, we're really excited. This was launched, I think, in May of this year, and it's a resource for all veterinary healthcare members. So there's blogs and articles and interviews and lots of information on just anywhere from products, but also to efficiencies, culture, well-being, anything that would be of interest to the veterinary healthcare team, it's on this site. So a lot of interactive, very bite-sized information, good for everyone in the practice.
Well, I saw that you also do a little video series of your own called Tuesdays with Tara. Tell us a little bit about that.
I like that.
And that's part of the Zoetis Pet Care Network, right?
Yeah, that is. You'll see it on LinkedIn, but it's also on the site. I didn't come up with that name. That was the smart marketing people that came up with that name. But I just try to highlight some of the resources that are on the site. Some really good articles around morale and customer loyalty and a whole bunch dealing with difficult clients, all of it. And I just try to take little snippets and highlight it through the videos.
Very good.
I love it. Well, I'm not sure if you know that Andrew is also an influencer, so he's probably going to watch your videos and take some notes.
I don't know how many people I'm influencing, but I try.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. So where do we go again for more information on the Pet Care Network?
Yeah, just type in Zoetis Pet Care Network and it will come under the Zoetis platform, and all the resources are right there.
All right, that is great. So last but not least, anything else veterinarians should be on the lookout for with Zoetis?
Yeah, so a couple of things that are coming up. The Beyond Medicine workshop, if you haven't heard of that, that's something that we collaborate with the AHA. So we're kicking that off in October. We always focus on a well-being communication topic. So really excited. We have Josh Vaisman as our speaker. He's going to be focusing on the 4 Ps of positive leadership. It's a virtual workshop. It's held on Saturdays for 3 hours. Technicians, veterinarians, support staff, they're all welcome. It's free. We'll get 3 hours of CE. The first one is on October 15th, but if they go to the AHA website, then you can register, and it's just aha.org/beyond.
That's perfect.
Awesome. I love that. I did not know about that, and I will be signing up for one of them. That's great.
Me too.
Yeah, you too, Andrew. And we're going to tell all of our doctors as well. And Pennsylvania, our licenses and our CE are due by the end of November. So perfect time if they need 3 extra, as well as some more Beyond Medicine work. So awesome. What else? I'm really excited about some products coming out. So tell us.
Yes, exciting. You already mentioned it. So Silencia is approved and it's available. We did actually our press release just this week. So Silencia is available. We actually had our launch meeting last week, which everyone was so excited. And
congratulations.
Right?
Yeah.
In animals, and osteoarthritis brings out a lot of emotion for us as veterinarians and for pet owners too. I kind of think about it from our veterinary oath. Right. And I know you guys did a podcast on welfare, right? One of our oaths is prevention of pain and suffering. Yeah. And that's been really hard to do with cats with OA. To have a product, approved product for chronic pain is like mind-boggling to me.
This is game changing, because I agree. I'm definitely a cat person, and I educate all the time that cats hide their disease process. And I have my own cat with horrible muscle wasting and OA. And I'm just she's one of those chronic NSAID cats, but I'm so excited to try this for her because she's getting older and, I don't want any of the side effects of NSAIDs. So this is exciting.
And I think probably equally exciting about this, we have this great product, but to your point, it's hard to recognize pain in cats. Even for us, it's the cat comes into our practice in our exam room, they hide in the corner and let them walk around or do an orthopedic exam. It's challenging. So one of the things on our website, we have videos and resources that you can share with pet owners to really educate on the signs of OA. What does it look like when a cat has OA? You might think they're just slowing down. Maybe they're not going up the stairs as quickly, but those signs are signs of OA. And we need to learn to recognize those and get the treatment for them and relieve that pain. So that's another exciting part of it.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
I'm happy that the pharmaceutical companies are finally focusing on cats. Yeah.
Yes.
They've been neglected.
They're my favorite.
There've actually been some other great new innovative products that have come out for cats recently. So
yeah, it's good.
Like Zorbium, for instance. I know that's just old buprenorphine, but in a new format. which is definitely going to change the game, in my opinion. We talked about that on one of our other podcasts.
And I'll make a plug for another Zoetis product for cats that I love, which is Revolution Plus.
Yes.
It's so great. So great. Is there anything else that we should know about your new initiative or products or anything with Zoetis?
Yeah, just stay tuned. There's always new innovative products coming and initiatives and a whole bunch of never a dull moment in Zoetis, and we're proud of it. So really appreciate both of you having me on the call, but also thank you for what you're doing. I read your mission and really the focus on well-being and retention and doing things that you love and having that balance and staying within the profession. It's truly inspiring. And I really thank both of you.
Well, thank you so much. This has
thanks
been
for
awesome.
noticing.
And we love Zoetis and we would love to have you back anytime. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. We hope you enjoyed this episode on the IndeVets Happy Hour. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends, and if you like us, leave us a 5-star review and make sure to subscribe so you can be alerted whenever we have a new episode. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for future episodes, you can email us at clinical@indevets.com. Also, to learn more about us and how we're making vet med better, head to indevets.com. That's INDEVETS.com. While you're there, be sure to head to our blog for the latest stories and tips from our doctors. And lastly, if you're interested in joining our amazing IndeVets team, please email Dr. Andrew Heller at andrew@indevets.com. See you next time. Cheers.
I'm a veterinarian, sure, but I'm way more than that. I'm also a tango dancer, a struggling but determined pie maker, and a mom. With IndeVets, I get to choose when and where I work. I create my own schedule and choose shifts at nearby animal hospitals that are right for me. Having that flexibility is exactly what I need to have plenty of time for all those other things that I am. Because I'm more than just a vet. Visit indevets.com to learn more and apply.